Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's Hollywood on the rocks. It is San Diego Comic-Con Eve, and we are on the eve of Deadpool and Wolverine opening in theaters. Alan Ng and I have seen it, and we are here to present our first review to you. That's it. Just reviewing and discussing non-spoiler review of the film Alan is waiting in the wings. Let's just start the show. Get things going. Let's go now. He's always late.
Alan!
Actually, I'm the one that was late.
Yes, you were.
I'm late. Wait. I have not had a chance to do laundry. I am prepping. What's funny is I'm taking pictures and documenting my prep for Comic-Con. I'm so anal retentive, shouldn't surprise anybody. But yeah, no, I'm set. I got my luggage laid out, got my tech stuff so we can, live stream from the con. I've got my bags, clothes. I do bring food to I give myself one good meal a day at the con. So like at a restaurant in the gas lab, or a sit down meal. Everything else is on the go. So look, if I'm going to spend money, I'm going to spend it on stuff or books or things I don't need that I must have. That's my thing for the con. So do you have a con prep strategy, Alan?
Not really. I mean, I'm driving back and forth for most of it. I'm staying tomorrow, so I only need one change of clothes. And honestly, when I go to these things, I don't plan a whole lot. I just show up and figure out what everyone's doing or what I want to do, and we just wing it from there, because I hate standing in line.
I agree with you. Look, I do plan because I like to have a plan, and then I deviate from my plan. That's how it goes for me. But
yeah, I mean, the only thing I've been looking at is press things. I'll be doing the Planet of the Apes experience right before the meetup tomorrow.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I was offered to go to the Comic-Con museum. We're at Balboa Park. So
I have been. The Comic-Con museum is amazing. We're talking about classic art blown up huge.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Yeah. And it's just over at Balboa Park. So I'll see if I can get in or not.
Well, I feel like I can do that anytime because the museum is always there and the con is happening only once, so it's hard. It's always a Sophie's choice with what to do. All right, here we go. Here's our schedule. I posted on Instagram. I'll post on X our schedule. Meetup Wednesday, signing Thursday, panel Thursday. And then Thursday night, we're all going to see Deadpool again.
Yeah.
I hope to get another bucket. I'm on the search for bucket 2.
Yeah. Well, I may get the Regal bucket. It looks interesting.
It looks good. But the thing is, my experience is with Dune Part 2, those buckets were gone the first weekend.
Yeah.
If you don't get it the first weekend, you're SOL.
Yeah. Well, this is, I live near the poorest attended Regal in America. And so I'm hoping I don't have to worry about that.
Can I ask a favor? If you can get 2, can you get me one and I'll pay you?
Yeah, I'll get 2 if I can.
Yay!
We may go tonight, and if they're there, I'll pick them up.
All right, good. And because I did do you a favor recently.
Yes.
I got you a book.
I know.
Did you look at it yet?
No.
Dude, it's
you gave it to me last night.
Yeah.
I haven't even dumped the popcorn out of my Wolverine bucket yet.
Oh my God. I dumped it and I cleaned it because my whole place smelled like butter popcorn, which is maybe a strange thing. All right.
I have a composter that needs food desperately, so that'll help.
Well, there you go. All right. It is time, Alan. It is time for it. But let's say hi to people before we get started. Okay. There's people here. Hey, Let's go here.
Yeah. Hey, Scott Christie Jones, member for 4 months. Henry Cavill is a lovely man. That is a very random comment.
Yes, he is.
That's a very random comment. From JJ Chili Dogs for 199. Got the Cinemark Deadpool bucket. They are awesome. Not as awesome as the AMC one.
There's even the Alamo Draft House has a bucket that's Deadpool's head.
Is it?
Yeah, they sell out the first weekend.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll go there tonight and see if I can pick up the Regal one. Eric Stratton, member for 19. Ryan Reynolds was a guest host on Turner Classic Movies this past Sunday. Can you guess the 2 movies he picked? Older than 25 years old.
Blade. And what else? X-Men 1. Those are both 25.
Oh my gosh. Is X-Men over 25 years old?
Yes, it is. The first X-Men actually is exactly 25 years, if I recall correctly.
Is that right? Okay, because I thought I saw it when I was married, which make it less than 25 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Eric Stratton, and we appreciate you being a member. Why don't you read this one, Alan?
Yes, Heinlein. Well. If it isn't the Twin Flamers.
We could just twin flame.
Yes.
Come on, let's hit it.
Yes.
Jump in, Alan.
Yes.
Twin flame.
Part of me will die with you, and I think it's gonna be the good part.
Twin flame.
Don't want to feel at all. Thick skin, big scars. While I was tethered to you, you cut it straight to the truth, and we were so the same, and so all my pain is your pain.
Twin
You
flame.
thought your soul was a necklace,
Yes.
that you could wear and take off, that you
Yes.
could rip and break off, that
Yes.
you could trade in the dark, but you're mine. Twin flame. It's a shame when they call me by your name, and when you feel the same, that it's.
Yes.
I'm officially deleting that
I
video.
know, I'm not proud of that one at
Well,
all.
we'll post it for members. I think
that was
is the way to go. That's the last time that will be seen. Heinlein, that was for you. But this is this one is not going away.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Daniel T says, "Wow, spoiler free. We're saving the spoil. You do not want to know the spoilers.
Yeah.
I'll say this. There will be light spoilers from the first half of the film.
No, I always say the first act. We can spoil the first act.
First act. Yeah. Samson. We
all know it isn't saved. Stop that clickbait, babe.
Look,
I mean,
we occasionally delve in the realm of clickbait, but compared to other channels, seriously, I watch a lot of other channels, and I see their like thumbs, and I go, wow, we are not going hard enough.
I know how many times is Geeks and Gamers going to put Sydney Sweeney on their thumbnail.
So sue me if I want to get people to watch our channel and reviews. You got to go hard on the thumbs. I say that often, even in situations not related to thumbnails. Here we go.
From Johnny, well, at least it's not going to be a discussion about Star Wars. Oh, it could be. There is a connection.
Power of one. The power of two. Can't even watch that again.
I was gonna say there's a connection.
Yeah, there is, yes. And finally, from Lord Thoth, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, sign up as a member, join us on Discord, Rumble, and X, buy our merch, and shout out to everyone on Rumble. Apparently, we're growing on Rumble, as I understand. So thank you to that. And X, we're just putting it out there, almost like a notification that we're live. Like, look, we're live on X. Join us on YouTube, because we really don't get much out of being on X.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet, but there you go. All right, Alan, it's time. Are you ready with the graphic?
Yes, I am.
All right, let's pivot here.
All right.
Let's let's pivot and get going.
Yeah, and it's this one. There we go.
Prepare her for our pleasure.
You're really that's crazy here. So, all right. Deadpool and Wolverine, the big question, will this save the Marvel universe? The answer to that is no.
Yeah, spoiler. No.
But very quickly, it's really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun from top to bottom. It does not overstay its welcome. There are many fourth wall breaking jokes that
a lot of meta comments.
A lot of meta comments about the real careers of some of the actors that are in this movie, and the characters and the treatment of the X-Men franchise throughout the years.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of comments about that. We will get into spoilers on Friday, but it's like overall, really fun. Plan to see it again, maybe a third time even, because I want to see it with some other people and also get another bucket. But I think everyone will be satisfied, even those of us who have been disappointed with Marvel of late and their slate. And I think they may be a couple years from pivoting, but this is a really great experience that surprisingly pays tribute to the character of Wolverine while respecting everything from films of the past. Alan, why don't you
particularly the Fox films?
That's correct. Yeah. Alan, why don't you give your impressions and then tell us the basic story in outline, and then I want to get into some specific things that for people to look for.
Yeah. Let me. I'll go into the story first. So Deadpool is in a place where he's kind of feeling his life has no value. Basically, it opens with him trying to join the Avengers, which obviously fails. Then you've seen the commercials. He works at a kind of a Drive Max, a CarMax type thing. Vanessa has left him. He has no team. But what he does have is that core 9 friends that he's amassed through the first 2 films, and they're all there for his birthday party. And when a knock at the door, Deadpool steps out, and it's the agents of the TVA from Loki, and they say that he is needed because he is special, and that they're going to use him to clean up the sacred timeline. And let's just say that I think a lot of this TVA stuff is done more as a joke than it is anything serious. So what happens is we find out that the 616 timeline is dying. Why? Because Logan died from the movie Logan. And Wade thinks that by joining the TVA, he can revive that line. But they tell him he can't, and becomes a rogue TVA agent. And he realizes that the only way to save the 616 universe is to return Wolverine. And the movie opens at Wolverine's grave from Logan. And let's just say things don't go well. A lot of people die. And Logan and Wolverine are thrust into the Void. Remember the Void from Loki season 1? Well, that's where he is, where the Void is ruled by Cassandra Nova, the sister of Professor X. And I think that's probably the best place to stop.
Yeah, that's the first act setting it up. That opening scene, because it starts with an opening scene, an action scene.
Just like the first 2 movies.
Right. Opening action scene, then wait a sec. Let me give this in context. And you go back and you get his life leading up to that point. The opening scene is so good. It respects the lore and F's with the lore. Because this story isn't about the Wolverine that we know. It's about a Wolverine that failed his world. And I feel like I can say that because that's in the trailer. Yeah. He's
the worst of the Wolverines.
He might as well be the loserine. He's terrible and just a bad Wolverine. And all of his friends in the X-Men have passed on. More than likely his fault.
Yeah, and he's a global disgrace. Everyone knows what he did.
He's very famous for being a loser and is drinking himself to death. So it is, in a way, a redemption story for this Wolverine, and that is the setup for the movie.
Yeah, the first act. It all happens in the first act.
That's a lot more story there in the second half. We'll talk on Friday, but I want to get into some of the things I love about this film. Number one, the fourth wall breaking is great. The call outs. There were so many jokes. Alan missed one of the biggest jokes.
I missed the biggest one. Yeah.
Well, because it's okay. It's I miss jokes because people were laughing so hard. It was just, look, it was the home team, the crowd, but these were press. Most of the press, frankly, are people who really, really love Marvel and defend it, which is okay by me. But
I should say there are Easter eggs in this movie that our crowd just started screaming for it. I'm like, what did I just miss?
No, but it's because there were call outs to the comic books that only hardcore comic book fans would know. And I'm not just talking about cameos or things. I'm talking about the colors of the costumes. If you know, you know. So that's why I feel like I have to see it again, because I know I missed stuff. And so good. Like, it just, all that stuff was amazing. And another couple other things that stood out. The cameos in Multiverse of Madness were wasted.
Mm-hmm.
They had cameos from variants of characters like Mr. Fantastic, wasted. The cameos in this film, they're not even cameos. Halfway in the movie, we get a whole bunch of cameos, a whole bunch of characters, familiar characters. They're not just there for a one-liner. They're part of the story in the second half of the movie. They are pivotal. My God, people are going to lose their minds with the characters that have joined Deadpool and Wolverine, because Deadpool clearly feels some guilt about X-Force and how they were,
Disbanded.
They all kind of died, right?
Yeah.
But there's a new team. There are people, you are going to lose your mind, and they are utilized. Not a cameo, just a quip. They're there. They have their own arcs.
Well, it's like they said, all right, we're going to bring this character in. What is the perfect amount of time that person needs to be on screen for people to be satisfied? And that's what they did. There are people, again, who show up, and in films of the past, they would just show up and disappear and no longer to be seen. But they all have plot points that are pivotal to the story, and they are used in satisfying ways. For the most part, I'll just say the big ones definitely.
There was one cameo. The audience went nuts and lost their mind, and this cameo character had probably the best line of the movie.
Yeah,
that's a very meta line.
I'm like, oh, if he says that line, I'm gonna lose it, and he said it.
It was so good. We were dying. So the characters that you will see in this film, just think Fox movies. Fox characters.
They're MCU movies. Look, I don't want you to lead people down a road that might spoil things.
Right.
There's this leans heavily Fox, but there's MCU stuff. For one thing, Happy Hogan. What the hell? The de-aging effects on John Favreau in this movie. I couldn't tell if they did it as a joke or if they were trying to be serious.
Right.
Because the way they de-aged him, it is like it's like they should have just loaded him up with Botox and say.
And the second thing about this movie that I will praise, the chemistry between Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, and Wolverine, incredible. They don't get along for most of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's an extended fight scene in a car.
Oh my God.
Is so, like like amazing. Like, how did they choreograph this stuff? And so their chemistry makes it. It is a buddy movie in the sense that a buddy film where the characters hate each other with every fiber of their being. They hate each other, and that's what this is. Like 48 Hours. Nick Nolte and Eddie
mentioned
Murphy.
this last night, but this is a Deadpool and Wolverine story.
Yes,
it is
for
not,
sure.
It is not solely a Deadpool story. Wolverine story. You know, we mentioned again. I think this and Logan are the best Wolverine stories.
Yes.
And the other thing is, we finally get Wolverine violence because it matches the Deadpool violence.
I was going to get into that. Okay,
yeah.
The chemistry amazing. The violent. This movie is R.
Yes.
And what you've always wanted. I always feel like they've held back with Wolverine because you can kill people with those claws.
Yeah.
And you know what he finally gets to do? He kills people, and it's in the most heinous, grotesque ways you can imagine. With
it's like if I had indestructible claws, this is how people should die, and that's how they die.
And Deadpool with the guns and his ninja swords, chef's kiss. Like all the you can't imagine it's beyond violent. Marvel should make more R-rated movies.
Like, and I would say this is probably the most,
R.
I think this is the most violent of the Deadpool movies. Definitely,
it's the most violent Marvel movie ever made. Period, bar none. And like in ways where characters die in shocking ways. I would not bring a kid to this movie.
It's a cartoon graphic. That's how bad it is.
Yes, there's one death near the beginning. Again, no spoilers. That is just, you're like, wow, that happened fast.
Yeah. I mean, we can't, definitely should not spoil anything about that opening fight scene, but it is I mean, it is how Deadpool movies have started in the past. And it really ramps up the violence. And you know, I think the ingenuity, the creativity behind these kills is fantastic. And again, I mean, it's the first thing you see is this amazing fight, and enjoy it, bathe in the blood.
It's just and the dialogue is really clever.
Yeah, on par with.
Here's the unexpected part. And I want to say Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, when you look at them in all the press, they are like elder statesmen. Yeah. No things about like, you know, calling out. In fact, there are jokes about the woke mob in the movie. This movie is not woke in any way. It mocks it, but not in a cruel way, but calls it out at least.
Yeah, let's just say it's not woke and it's not based.
Yeah, it's just I think this will satisfy everyone. But I was surprised how much part the film had. There's the new trailer that came out that really focuses on that. That is the spine of the movie, so to speak, is that heart and their buddy relationship, and you know that there is a goodness to Deadpool and to Wolverine, Logan. They both have hearts of heroes who need to rise to the occasion. Yeah. So I think we said last night when we reviewed it, if you were to rank the Deadpool movies, it's Deadpool 1, number 1, Deadpool and Wolverine, number 2, and Deadpool 3 or Deadpool 2 is 3, if that makes sense.
Number 3,
you rank them. I mean, they're very good, but they're in their own category. I will say also, if you're an X-Men lover, you have to see the credits. There is, I'll say, not a spoiler, there is a post-credit scene. We won't say what it is.
Are you talking about the one during the credits or the one after the credits?
The after credit scene.
Okay, all right.
Ties into nothing with Marvel. It's just for fun, like all the Deadpool movies. Yeah. But what happens during the credits is something that Marvel has never done, which was, I mean, if you got feels from the story of the movie, you're going to get feels. It's a tribute to all of X-Men fandom and all the Fox movies. It really is. And shows what an achievement. This is 25 years of these films. It is an achievement. You know, on the level of like Harry Potter and what Marvel did with phase 1, 2, and 3. This is a tribute to that. So yeah, I mean, it's still ruminating with me. I would say between an 8 and 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Probably more 8, 8.5, maybe, but so many great moments. I can't think of much that I didn't like. The only things might have been a little of the TVA stuff I didn't care for, but they wove it in a way that wasn't as annoying. One character in particular I found annoying. You know which one I'm talking about?
The annoying one.
Yeah,
the one
at the
intentionally annoying, right?
Oh God.
I mean, I found him annoying. Why? Because they wrote him right and cast the right person for it. That's why.
Well, they're supposed to be annoying.
I mean, again, let me go back to the Jon Favreau DA.
Yeah, please.
I mean, that was pretty bad.
Right.
And again, did you think that was a joke, or did you think that was real?
No, I mean, that's a joke. Look, how much of it was serious?
I know.
I mean, a lot of parts were serious.
Yeah.
But my God, it's like you finally get to see Wolverine do Wolverine stuff.
Yeah.
I can't count the kills. There's got to be 100.
Yeah.
Or more.
Was Logan the only R-rated Wolverine story?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, they've been holding back on the guy for 25 years. You know, and even Wolverine, I don't think was that, or Logan was that violent.
So, Alan, do you recommend Deadpool and Wolverine?
Absolutely. I would give it an 8.5 as well.
Yeah, mine's like 8.5. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, if they brought back Gina Carano, it would get the 10. But
that would be yes. But it's funny because in the way that Multiverse of Madness did not utilize their cameos well, this movie learned from that mistake. The cameos are so well done because they become part of the story. And I can't tell you what any of them are. You will be very happy. I did not say it. Be surprised in the theater. We will be back Friday for a full spoiler review. We'll talk everything. You'll be warned. I don't want my bad reputation of spoiling things to spread far and wide. But I think this will unite Marvel fans, ones that have been the ones who have been justifiably critical will really like this film, and Marvel fans who like it all are going to love it.
Yeah, I think one of the keys to this movie's success was no Disney meddling.
It doesn't feel like there was any Disney meddling.
Yeah.
But and Ryan Reynolds, you know, he's involved in the story and you know what happens. Like he is a writer, and he's a writer in his own, right. So
you really tell that. I mean, just the fact that this matches with the first two movies in terms of how much freedom Ryan Reynolds gets, how much everyone got in this one. It just didn't feel like they were holding back in any way.
And I can see Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine again, like literally Deadpool and Wolverine 2, maybe next. I really believe it because
I think I think we have another $1 billion movie here. And I wouldn't have said that about Deadpool 2 or 1. I think this one has such replay value that I think it will make that $1 billion mark.
And it's the timing. So there we go.
Yeah.
Let's go to your comments and questions, but I have a topic that I need to get out because I know something.
Okay.
I know something.
All
Let's
right.
go to Wow Supers starting.
Hey, Bad Coyote Funky for $49.99. Saw it last night at the premiere. I really enjoyed the spectacle, the ultra violence, the emotional beats, and the cameos. But no one is really talking about how the villain was lackluster and there was a ton of exposition dump.
Well, to be fair, they actually make fun of exposition dumps.
Mhm.
They even make fun of movies being too long. Like there's a scene where someone's going too slow. It's like, what is it? You know, Ryan Reynolds calls out that movies are too long now, right? So
Like 2 hours. He called that.
and they even call out, you're just here for exposition, right? Like they call that stuff out, and it was under 2 hours. By the way, the film is under 2 hours. Thank you, Bad Coyote Funky. Happy you saw it. It sounds like you liked it a lot, but the Marvel villains are always pretty lame because they always get defeated in the end. And ultimately, the story isn't about this villain. It's about Deadpool and Wolverine. Thank you. That's very generous.
I think the best part of the villain was her fingering work.
Yes, the fingering. There is a lot of fingering in the movie, and you'll see what we mean. I mean a lot of fingering. Thank you for that. Very generous. Thank you.
They all get fingered. From John Thomas for 10. Chris, I most vehemently disagree with you on Twisters. Yes, Kate is not a girl boss, correct. She is a post-grad student seeking to enter a PhD program, so earn knowledge, has a team helping, boyfriend saves her, part 1 of 2, and has to deal with trauma and loss, overcomes her legitimate fears, is actually likable, needs help to save Tornado Wrangler, maybe stealing the truck, but he was injured. 7 out of 10 for me. Absolutely 100.
I think that's fair. The problem is they lean. If they would have cut that one guy, he says Kate every other line. Kate, what should we do? Kate, what do you think? Kate, let's go to Kate.
Yeah, but that doesn't make her character a girl boss.
Yeah,
it just means you're annoyed by the writing at that point.
I'm annoyed by the writing, but John, I think that is a completely fair assessment. Yeah. It bothered me more than it bothered you. I still enjoyed the film. I still enjoyed it.
Look,
I'm glad it's doing well.
The whole point of the term girl boss is that the girl can do something magically. She has some magical that there's no explanation how she got that skill. In this one, they established why she knew so much about tornadoes, why she was able to sense which one was the tornado to pick, how to do things. They explained how she got that knowledge and how she was able to use it in a way that's pertinent to that character. Not a girl boss.
Well, I just think it was a little too girl bossy for me. So,
well,
all right.
Bossy, then. Here
we go. We're going to do a few comments. This will be a short stream. Go.
The Icelandic Filipino, member for 14 months. Not watching any Deadpool related streams until I've seen on Thursday. This one included. Don't want any spoilers. Then how did
perfectly fine? You're safe here. This is a spoiler safe space.
But if he's not watching, how did he leave the?
Yeah. Thank you for being a member. Starting from the top, Alan.
KG Jung. Disney would need 8 blockbusters in a row to make up for the billions they've wasted in the post.
Sorry, Alan.
Oh my God.
We're both sorry.
Okay. To make it for the billions they wasted in the past few years alone.
I think they made mistakes.
Yeah. Rumble. From Rumble, 80 Ellis. My number one question, is there a Kate and Leopold joke?
No, but there is a joke about the proposal.
Okay. Dave the Impaler. Wolverine shouldn't be the one to save the world. He is an ensemble member of the X-Men, not a leader. X-Men 97 got it right. Watch the movie.
Fair.
Cadmus versus Justice Lords. What Fox Marvel movies would you say we should rewatch for homework?
Well, if we say, maybe Logan. I would say Logan. This movie could almost fairly be called a sequel to Logan.
Yeah, actually, you could say that.
All right.
C Sign 69. Without spoilers, does this movie send the MCU into the new era of mutants, or is this just a love letter to the X fans of old, and that's it?
The last part. It's a love letter to X fans, the Fox X-Men films. It's not a new era.
Yeah. I don't think they do anything to establish or to create any kind of foundation for the X-Men at this point.
This is a closing of the book, a chapter. That's why I say this isn't going to save the MCU. It's just a good standalone film.
Yeah, I think you could say that if it did lay any kind of foundation, it would essentially say that Fox X-Men is canon.
Yes, but I'll say, like, it's just outside of that, you know. It's and it's also built in the same way that Spider-Man: No Way Home was based on your feels and nostalgia for other Spider-Man movies. That is what this is, but for X-Men, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because Spider-Man didn't have an origin story.
Yeah. Okay,
Ellie, the Skibbity Rizzler. Berserker mode. Sensei, Spidey Sensei 72. This review is giving me hope. Yeah.
Thanks for being a member.
We will stand by this movie. Okay. Cosmin Cristani, Marvel should give us an R-rated Daredevil movie.
I agree. I think really Marvel needs to do an R-rated Blade movie, R-rated. They have to do like a Marvel Black series of like R-rated films. Just brand it however you want to do it, because the audience has grown up. The audience that was watching Iron Man, the first one, like if they were teens or kids, they're older now.
Yeah.
R-rated Marvel.
But we do have an R-rated Daredevil television show.
That's true.
Yeah. And I quite like that show. Aaron Charman, I've not been this excited for a movie in a while.
Good.
MK Solid. We get what?
Hey, because he's on Twitter, very active. Love the memes. Yes. Loving the memes from MK Solid. Shout out to you.
Yes, I'm loving the memes.
Sorry, Alan, you were going to
do we get some very cosmic, authentic characters? Comic authentic characters with Juggernaut and Colossus from the other Deadpool movies.
Do we?
Well, I think we talked about the original 9, Deadpool's 9 friends.
Yeah.
And one of them is part of that. Virtual reality fitness, any mention of Dr. Doom?
All right, moving on. Pilgrim Media.
Pilgrim Media for 2 is 3D IMAX and improvement in viewing Deadpool.
I don't. Maybe
we saw it in IMAX. We saw it in IMAX. And
I like IMAX over any format, but I don't think 3D. I think 3D could be fun.
I don't think it's
It's not my first choice. But if I'm gonna see a movie multiple times, I saw Dune in IMAX in 70 millimeter, and I saw it in like the screen where it's all around you. I saw it every format you could see Dune. Except for 4DX, which I'm disappointed. Thanks, Pilgrim Media.
Yeah, you got to do that right away. Yeah, if you're going to see it 4DX, do it this weekend.
Yeah.
Andy, remember for 21 months. I wasn't going to watch it because of all the Disney crap lately. I might change my mind because of you. Was this movie isolated from the woke virus? Yes, it is.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, they even just call out and make fun of that aspect in the movie. Final super chat here, and then I have a topic.
Okay.
Oh, wait, couple more super chats. Let's go, Alan.
Yeah, keep them coming. J for 5. Love this show always, guys. Just waiting on my Star Wars is Dead t-shirt. Why isn't Alan dressed up like Lady Deadpool?
Wait for Friday.
Well, honestly, Chris has better boobs than I do. All right. And M for 2, going to buy any exclusives this year at the con?
I don't know. I'm always like, I'm very picky. I like to buy books, and I go to the con, and I walk around, and I see one thing I don't need that I must have. And every year I bought something prized. I mean, I'll get like practical things like t-shirts or hats, belt buckles, stuff I like. But I try to find one thing that's rare. Like my William Shakespeare bust from the 66 Adam West Batman. I got that in the 90s, and I bought it from a guy, And I told my friend, oh, it's at that booth. And then they shut him down because it's unlicensed. So I got that at Comic-Con right there.
I have a book like that. Yeah.
Yeah, the book you should throw away.
I know. I'll throw it away. But also, I'll be honest. I spent thousands of dollars in my youth on collectibles.
Same.
And it just got to the point where it was too many. And ultimately, it got to be, well, what am I really going to do with this stuff? Am I going to sell this stuff?
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm really picky now. I pretty much go for books or practical things, or I like prop replicas. Love.
Yeah. I mean, there's very little new up here other than the two popcorn buckets. But all this stuff I collected long ago.
Right.
And
last super chat here, and then I have something to say.
Okay. From Bad Coyote Funky for $4.99. I did enjoy the movie a lot. Seeing everyone's reaction and hearing the crowd roar, lose their minds is what we nerds live for. See it this weekend.
Yeah, see it this weekend, or it'll get ruined because do you remember seeing the Marvels together? We saw it.
Yeah.
What was your experience there? Were there any like cheer moments?
No, we politely sat there. We politely sat there.
We sat there. It was so disappointing. This movie is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
See it with a packed crowd. If you can find like one seat, you need to see it with lots of people.
Yeah. I will say, I think the last time I was really in a theater that was losing their minds and I couldn't watch half the movie because of it was Princess Bride.
Yeah.
All right. And from Pilgrim Media for $2, Alan, my problem is I collected high-end cameras.
Oh, there you go. We all have our vices.
And do you use them all? That's ultimately the question.
Oh, another quick one here.
Yes. John Thomas for $5. Chris, go see Man and Witch 28th or 30th. Family-friendly fantasy film produced by child empress actress from Neverending Story.
I saw the Neverending Story on Sunday. I went to the Fathom event screening. I saw the trailer for this movie. It looks amazing. I plan to see it. It looks so weird, a weird fairy tale, like in the vein of Princess Bride. Thank you, John. I plan to see it, and I did see Neverending Story in the theater.
Although those 2 dates were going to be in San Diego on those 2 dates.
I'm not the 30th.
30th?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's Monday. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Quick topic. Is there a hard R or unrated version of Deadpool and Wolverine coming? Let me just say this. Alan, you told me that you saw the Deadpool, the G-rated version.
The PG-13.
PG version.
There's
so
no G-rated version.
There's precedent for doing other versions of Deadpool. And that movie is fun. It kind of is in the structure of Princess Bride.
Right, that's right.
Yeah. Tell us about it to remind people.
Yeah, no. When Deadpool 2 came out, I think there was just a feeling of hey, teens should be able to see this, and they created a PG-13 version. A lot of the movie was what's that kid's name from Princess Bride? Why am I blanking on his name?
Terry Ellis?
No, the kid.
Fred Savage?
Fred Savage, that's right. So this one, half the movie is the Princess Bride, but with Deadpool and Fred Savage. And there's a lot of swearing, and Deadpool has a bleeper button.
That's great.
Yeah, and it was like my daughter was kind of into this stuff. And so at the age of 12, I took her to see Once Upon a Deadpool. And she had an amazing time.
Well, sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought.
And so much so that I mentioned last night, for her 12th birthday, she asked if she could watch Deadpool 1, and I let her do that.
Well, so here's the deal. I know some people, and I knew a lot of things. I was still surprised by the movie, but I heard things that specific lines from Deadpool and Wolverine that are not in the movie. Let me tell you, it's specific. So there's a it's been ruined. There's Lady Deadpool, there's Kid Pool, there's a dog pool. There are specific lines about Kid Pool that were repeated to me that are so vile, I won't repeat them back to you. And a lot of the characters in this film are masked. So it'd be very easy to replace one line with another. But I was told Kid Pool in the film, Kid Pool's in the movie, not a surprise. There's a mob of different Deadpool
which is in the
variants.
trailer. It's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer. Kid Pool, Deadpool, Dog Pool,
Lady
Nice
Deadpool.
Pool, Nice Pool, like all these different versions of Deadpool. And Kid Pool is in it. He has only one line in the movie I saw. But I was told this character of Kid Pool had the most vile lines, and specific lines were repeated to me. I believe there will be an unrated or hard R version, harder than we saw, which is already pretty hard. That is going to come, because there were things I was told were definitely in the movie that now are not in the movie. They held back, is all I'm saying. They definitely held back. So I watch for it in the next couple weeks. They are going to announce another version. Maybe it releases in theaters. Who knows? But I do think it's coming. Get ready for it.
So do you think they'll like add scenes or something, or
add scenes? A lot of it audio, because the scene with the mob of Deadpools, people are saying stuff, but you can easily like dub that over or change it. So I'm predicting right now, I know things that were in the movie that I didn't see, and I think it's being saved for a unrated version, extended cut of Deadpool and Wolverine. Mark my words, because I know of jokes that Kid Pool told specifically related to graping, if that makes sense.
Fine.
They were like, oh my God, I can't believe this is in the movie.
This little kid said this thing. Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's shocking. Sounds amazing. And Kid Pool's in the film. One line I saw in the version.
And it's a kid line, basically.
It's a kid line. It's fine. So prediction, get ready for a hard R version.
So you're saying the unrated version will be harder and longer.
Precisely. Thank you for that. Okay, right here, real quick, one final. We're gonna wrap it up.
From Loppy Loud for 199. Will DW, is that Disney, or will Deadpool and Wolverine be the catalyst Hollywood needs for change? No, this is the wrong direction Hollywood wants to go.
Well, it proves one thing: male and pale is money. And the thing is, this Deadpool is a very diverse film. It's very diverse, but diverse doesn't equal woke necessarily. It's just organic. It feels right. I mean, I can't wait till we can actually talk cameos.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But, no, I think someone smart in Hollywood is going to look at the highest performing movies at the box office. They're going to notice a trend, because tell me a movie, and the new Joker trailer dropped today. We'll talk about it later. If you notice the trend, what's that?
You said you were going to say, tell me a movie.
Tell me a movie that's woke, that made a lot of money, that was a huge success. You can say there were movies that had a little bit of woke bullshit in it.
Barbie.
Barbie, that's right.
That was
I feel like it's almost like parts of it are kind of anti. You can look at it different ways.
Yeah, that was the problem with the movie. I mean, let's go over
anomaly, but look, I'm saying, look, if you look at the data, what movies did well, what movies have not done well. The Marvels did not do well. The Marvels did not break 200 million. Deadpool Wolverine will make nearly 200 million in one weekend. The estimates, I think, are 180.
Yeah.
It's crazy. numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I think my theater's only showing 4 movies and half of the theaters are Deadpool.
Yeah, like they added 3 p.m. screenings on Thursday.
Yep.
So you can see it like in the afternoon, and those are sold out 100%. So
yeah, okay, so look, Inside Out 2, it succeeded because of a lack of wokeness in it. Twisters, they could have made climate change a big deal in Twisters. They didn't. It's just a straightforward tale of an Oklahoma tornado watchers. There you go. There seems to be, I mean, has anyone figured it out? You know, the whole go woke, go broke. Don't go woke and you'll make money.
Very simply, people don't like, audiences have spoken. They don't like it. And I think it's as simple as that. Audiences don't like it. They like, just give us good storytelling. And that's what you get from Deadpool and Wolverine. Just great storytelling. Final thoughts, Alan, as we wrap up.
Yeah. I mean, congrats, Disney. You got another $1 billion movie.
Well, right here. One Punch Man Tolkien fan. Gary gave one on Piers Morgan, Captain Marvel. That was woke and made $1 billion. That was unique because it was between Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah. So it doesn't really count.
And the pattern, it was the start of the pattern. Right. The start of the message. So we were bamboozled into it. Solomon Thorne, don't insult the audience. If you make a great story, people will see it. Absolutely. Red French Moon, Frank Gore, Ing famous.
All right, that wraps it up for us. I still have to pack. I'm knee deep in packing. So I'm doing that. Alan, you getting ready? I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm
meet up.
It's not gonna take me that long to get packed and drive down there. But yeah, I'll see you. I'll be at the meetup at 7 o'clock, probably 7:30.
Yeah, and I'll see you at the meetup. And then Thursday, Alan and I will be at the Big Man Comics booth. And we will also look at the community tab. We will also be live from the Comic-Con floor on Thursday. You've got our whole schedule.
Yeah.
Got our whole schedule.
And I should say big thank you to Gabe El Taib for the meetup, but also the booth.
Yes. Thanks to Gabe El Taib at Big Man Comics. And thanks to everyone for all of that. All right. We'll be back. Follow us for all our Comic-Con adventures. Maybe I'll see you there. See Deadpool and Wolverine so we can talk about it openly.
Feel free to bother us.
Feel free to bother us. Say hi to us if you see us in public, damn it.
I know.
All right, Alan. What do you got to say for yourself?
Let's get out of here.
Bye.